I've waited a long time to make changes, and that was a conscious choice. And now I want to fast track the process, to be honest with you, because also it feels really good. Like being able to stand at the front of the room and share that story, to be able to even do this, this is huge as well for me, because normally in front of a camera I am super uncomfortable. So just being a part of Mastery just makes me want to be a better person and to just try and do the best at everything I do. I would like to share just the importance of personal development. For so many people, and that was including me before being a part of the Growth U community, I just went through life day in, day out, one foot in front of the other, without really giving any thought to what I was putting into each and every one of my days. And this has made such an incredible difference. I've told Tony, my husband, that it feels like the grass is greener, the sky is bluer, the colors are more vibrant, just life is so much fuller. If we were to be able to roll back time and be at an event just like this, you would find me at the very back of the room, trying to be as small as I could so that no one would notice me. That was my level of comfort. Though when I think back on that, it really wasn't comfortable at all. I let my low self-esteem and my lack of confidence run my life for years. It kept me in a bad marriage. It stopped me from accepting job promotions, and I dreaded social functions. It wasn't until I found the courage to leave that marriage that I decided I needed to make some changes. I wasn't sure what that was going to be, but I knew that I needed to do something. And that something turned into personal development. It started with reading, and then I went to events. And I was feeling the impact, but it wasn't what I had hoped that it would be. Before every event, I would say to myself, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that's going to give me what I need to go home and start working on a new me, a new and improved me. But once the energy and the excitement faded, I was exactly where I was at the beginning. So nothing had changed. But one thing I did get from those experiences was the desire to keep going. Because I had a feeling that at some point in time, I was going to come across what was going to work for me. And that happened about 3 years ago when I attended my first Growth U event and did the Transform U program after. That was when I really started noticing a shift in myself. Whether it was the daily content or watching the videos over and over again or having the support of an advisor, but it was different, and that's what made all the difference. From that program and the others that I've done since that time, I know the importance of just always staying plugged in. And that really became apparent when Rod first talked about this retreat and all of us having to be up here telling our story. When I first heard that, the response that came to mind right away was, how can I get out of doing that? All of those old fears, it's true. Just all of those insecurities, those old fears, that lack of confidence came back in a flash. And I can't tell you after that how many sleepless nights I had, but it was a lot. I would have this banter going on in my head. There would be a part of me that would say, it's okay, nobody said this was mandatory, you don't need to do it. But then the other part of me would say, if you don't, you're going to be really disappointed in yourself because you want to grow. You want to be better. What got me through that stage was something that Rod had talked about on the mastery calls, and that was the power of making a decision. I knew that that was what I needed to do, and it took a while to wrap my head around that, but when I did, everything changed. And that's what got me here today. From that experience, I learned just how strong those old patterns and behaviors are. I want to continue to have positive changes in myself, and I know that that means I'm going to have to make decisions sometimes that make me really uncomfortable, and I'm going to do it anyways, because I'm always going to be a work in progress, because in this community we know there is no there. So this is a very different me. If this was 3-4 years ago, you would never ever see me up here. I wouldn't even be in this house. And so with the changes that I've experienced, how much better I feel about myself. I decided to become Grace. Now, Grace is my first name, though no one has ever called me by that. Until just recently, I went by the name of Colette, and that is my second name. So when I say leaving or becoming Grace, I left Colette behind, and all of the habits and the behaviors and the limiting beliefs, all of the things that held her back for so long, that's in my past. And I'm Grace, and I'm confident, I am capable, and focused on being so much more. That's who I am.